May it please the court, the defense counsels in this case were duly appointed by the Third Army and are a part of our American jurisprudence system. Our government has said each defendant or accused shall be represented and assured a fair trial. We, as defense counsels, will serve these 74 defendants in a dignified manner and with our utmost zeal. We will attempt to interpose no objection or conduct useless interrogation for the sake of delay. We must of necessity seek out and call the court's attention to any evidence which may tends to be unreliable or which shows prejudice or malice. Also, the defense counsels are charged under our American system of trials to cast aside any personal feelings that we may have and guarantee the immutable rights of the individual under our Constitution to these defendants by throwing around each the cloak of American fair trial. May the proceedings of this trial rise above any spirit of victor or vanquished, as well as any popular passion or frenzy to retaliate for our fallen comrades. Let it be said at the conclusion of this trial that the mighty Army of the United States, even in the afterglow of victory and during our enemy occupation, have not destroyed the rights of fair trial, which further demonstrates our spirit of democracy. The defense counsels recognize that the court itself is in a similar position, but we have full confidence that each of you will abandon during this trial any spirit motivated by prejudice, malice, or hatred, and will assume a dispassionate attitude. At this point, may we respectfully call the court's attention to the variance between this trial before you and previous trials held in this theater. The defendants are all German officers or enlisted men. The war crimes, as charged by the prosecution, are generally against American soldiers and a few Belgian civilians. There is no common design, as in concentration camp cases, nor is there any premeditated murderous extermination plan over a long period of years. This is entirely a heat of battle case, a desperate counteroffensive by our beaten enemy, a lost battalion without the benefit of supplies and communication. Therefore, the defense respectfully requests, regardless of the severity of the charges presented by the prosecution or the gruesomeness of the evidence introduced, that each of you mentally reserve your opinions as to the destiny of these accused until the defense has had an opportunity to submit its witnesses and evidence.
Welche Nummer hat er?
57.
57.
Sickle, will you stand up?
Stehen Sie bitte auf.
Is Sickle the regimental surgeon of the 1st SS Panzer Regiment?
Ist Sickel der Arzt des 1. SS-Panzerregimentes.
Yes, sir.
Ja.
Stalin has reached the point between Blankenheim and Stalin is called Forsthaus Mittheim.
Wir sind auf der Landstraße von Blankenheim nach Dahlem gefahren und haben einen Punkt, das Forsthaus Schmidtheim zwischen Blankenheim und Dahlem erreicht.
About 8 o'clock a.m. December 16, 1944.
Ungefähr 8 Uhr morgens am 16. Dezember 1944. Dort haben wir uns länger aufgehalten.
In the noon of December 16, 1944, the armored group were driving on Forsthaus Mittheim over Dahlem, over Stadtbild, over Dahlem, Stadtbild.
Und am Mittag des 16. Dezember ist die Panzergruppe von Dahlem nach Stadtbild gefahren,
Over Kronenburg,
über Kronenburg,
over Heilschlag
Heilschlag
to Losheim.
nach Losheim.
Losheim were reached by the point about the column reached it about 9 a.m.
Der Mittelteil der Kolonne hat es ungefähr um 9 Uhr morgens erreicht.
From Honsfeld, the attack go to Billingen.
Von Hunsfeld haben wir Büllingen angegriffen.
Billingen were reached by the point about 11 a.m. and by the center about 12 a.m.
Büllingen ist von der Spitze um 11 Uhr morgens und von der Mittelgruppe um 12 Uhr mittags erreicht worden.
From Billingen, the armored group left the highway and were driving on narrow roads over Schoppen to Tirimont.
In Büllingen hat die Panzergruppe die Landstraße verlassen und ist über Landwege nach wohin gefahren?
Tirimont,
Nach Tirimont,
from Weymouth to Ligneville.
von Weymouth to Ligneville.
Will you trace now on the map the road that was followed by the combat group from Tiramont to Ligneville?
Wollen Sie uns bitte auf der Landkarte zeigen, welcher Weg von der Kampfgruppe benutzt wurde von Tirimont nach Ligneville?
Yes, sir, I shall do it.
Ja, ich werde es tun.
Will you describe the route by directions?
Wollen Sie bitte den Weg auf Richtungen hin beschreiben?
From Tirimont in north direction to the highway on this road to the highway from Weymouth to the crossroad.
Von Tirimont nördlich auf die Landstraße von Weymouth to
The crossroad,
von Weymouth bis zur Kreuzung von wie heißt der Ort?
house of Malmedy.
Südlich von Malmedy.
When you reached the highway from Weymouth to the crossroad south of Malmedy, which direction did you turn?
Als Sie diese Landstraße, die Kreuzung südlich von Malmedy erreichten, wo sind Sie dann hin?
We turn to the left of the column about 2:30.
Vom Hauptteil der Truppe um 2:30.
From there, from Bognez, what direction did the point and the column move?
Von Bönez, in welche Richtung ist die Spitze und der Hauptteil der Truppe marschiert?
From Benet, we were driving in south direction to Ligneville.
Von Benet sind wir in südlicher Richtung nach Ligneville gefahren.
At what time was Ligneville reached?
Und um wie viel Uhr haben Sie Ligneville erreicht?
Ligneville were reached by the point short time after 1 p.m. and by the midst of the column about 3 p.m.
Ligneville ist von der Spitze ungefähr weiter die Marschrichtung uns zeigen.
From Ligneville, in Ligneville, the armored group had a longer stop.
In Ligneville hatte die Panzergruppe einen längeren Aufenthalt.
And then we were driving